Legend tells of a band of noble warriors, known as the Guardians of Ga'Hoole. Whenever trouble is at hand, seek them out, for they are sworn to protect the innocent and vanquish evil. Should I stop?
Oh, what?
No.
Oh, this is my favorite part.
As you can see, I'm with JimSturgessOnline.com, and I have to ask you, how did... Thank you so much. We love promoting you. How did Jim do as Soren?
Jim's amazing. Jim is ridiculously good. He's so good. You know, the thing that talks about Jim, of course, I think is that, you know, for me, you know, he has this ability to, first of all, completely believe in the work. Never a second, you know, even though he's playing an owl in another world, you know, crazy world, 100% like, you know, believes it and makes it real. And then also, you know, the hard part of Soren is that Soren is like a, you know, he's kind of a young owl, and he has to go through this huge journey, like from basically like an owl who can't fly, all the way to this hero who has to fight in a battle. So it's almost like, you know, you would say like sort of Knights of the Round Table story of the squire that becomes a knight. So in that way, I think it's interesting that he really was able to take us along with him. So he did a great job.
Oh, it's so great to hear.
We're going to love Soren.
Yeah, he's great.
Well, we knew he would do a great job with it.
Of course you did.
Thank you so much.
Awesome.
Thank you.
And I want to ask you, how was it to see Jim play Soren, the lead character?
Oh, it was terrific. The way he played the role was absolutely my ideal, the way Soren should be played. Soren is not a superhero. He doesn't have X-ray vision. He's very vulnerable, and there's something in Jim Sturgess' voice. I don't know, I can't describe it. Maybe it's a little quake or something, but he has that vulnerability. There was no bluster in his performance. So he did my kind of hero.
Oh, that's a wonderful thing to hear, because we at Jim Sturgess Online absolutely adore Jim and think he's wonderful. Now, I've read all three of the books, and do you feel that the movie represented the first three books in your series well?
I do. I know they had to make changes because a book is not a movie. A movie's not a book. They had to do a lot of compression. Actually, some of the changes I feel were so great, I wish I'd thought of them myself. It made for a much more efficient narrative. And so the point for me was, not did they skip over a scene that I had written or maybe didn't give as much due to a certain character, but that they remained faithful to the characters and the spirit of the story, and they did.
That's wonderful. Well, thank you for stopping. I appreciate your time.
Oh, thank you.
Well, I just got through speaking with Catherine Lasky and Zack Snyder, and both are just thrilled with your performance.
Good, well that's good to hear.
How was it to work with them?
Yeah, well Catherine obviously wrote the books, and then I had no more kind of dealings. I didn't ever get to meet her. In fact, I've never met her before.
Well, you will tonight.
I'll meet her tonight, yeah. But me and Zack had a pretty two-dimensional relationship. He was in Australia a lot of the time, and America a lot of the time, and I was in England a lot of the time. So Zack to me was this kind of big brother character who was on this kind of big screen, you know. And but we got on incredibly well, even though we were very rarely in the same room together.
Well, did he give you much direction, or were you given pretty much free rein?
No. He was very kind of. I mean, we would go through scenes, and he would, you know, come back to me and say, you know, well, let's try and think about this, and you know, think about where you are coming from. Or, you know, he was. I mean, like any director in any film, he was as full on and as handsome as that.
And you were playing a character quite a bit younger than yourself. So, did you have to make any adjustments in your voice?
I had to pitch my voice a little higher. I wore some tight trousers each day I went into the it seemed to help. But no, it was weird. Pitching the voice was a really strange thing to do, because I didn't want to put on like a baby voice. That wouldn't have worked for the character at all. But at the same time, it was just about, I think, having the naivety and the enthusiasm that he has in his voice, rather than him being a young child, you know. And I think that was enough to kind of get me through it.
Well, do you have any fun stories or anecdotes about your experience?
No, it it was crazy. I mean, it was just, you know, we did it for about a year. You know, we would come back and forth all the time, and I was all over the place. There were times I was filming a film out in Montreal, and I had to go and, you know, go into doing that. And at the time, I was working on an American accent, so I was a British actor pretending to be American, doing the voice of an Australian owl.
Wow.
I remember thinking, yeah, this has all got a bit crazy. I'm feeling kind of schizophrenic at the moment.
So that pretty much confirms it. Upside down, you use an American accent.
I'm an American in that film, yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, I appreciate you giving us the time.
No,
I know
it's
you're
nice to
busy.
meet you finally. Yeah,
Nice to meet you too.
Right,
And
cool.
enjoy the film tonight. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't seen any of it. I've seen, Zach showed me like maybe 3 or 4 scenes that were about 80% finished, so I haven't seen anything that's like 100% done.
Wonderful. Well, we're looking forward to seeing it tonight. I'll be at the press screening.
Fingers crossed.
All right. Well, thanks again, and it's a
Thank you.
pleasure to meet you.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You too can be a great guardian.